Hello, Flora. Congratulations. You've had an incredible career, won all kinds of things, but this was the one you wanted. Can you just talk us through what was going through your mind as you came down that tunnel chute and just seemed to be completely overwhelmed?
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Yes, to be Olympic champion has sort of been my dream since I was a pretty little girl when I first did my first triathlon. And yeah, going through my head, I guess one was a bit of relief. It's definitely, I think coming into an Olympics as one of the favorites, a lot of pressure and expectation. And I guess I also knew that I was Bermuda's first medal hope in many, many years, and just something I really wanted to obviously achieve for myself, but also for my country. So yeah, I was definitely very overwhelmed and didn't really know what to do, what to think, yeah, it was just a really, really special moment.
Georgia, congratulations. Just talk me through the puncture, your feelings the moment that happened and how you clawed it back.
Yeah, the puncture wasn't ideal. I heard it literally blow with about 2K to go maybe when we were coming out of the park. I thought it was my disc rotor, just my brakes has gone on, and then the next thing my wheel got very bumpy. So yeah, I was right near a wheel station, but decided not to stop because I think I would have lost more time. So I just rode on the flat. I managed to get back on the girls on the straight going under the bridge, but then it was the corners. I couldn't do it on the flat. So yeah, I did panic. I thought, brilliant. That's the whole race. I've been right at the front, and I've lost it in the final few K on the bike. But I just had to try and keep my cool, not rush through transition, try and get everything right. And then, yeah, I definitely went out quite hard on the first lap of the run, but I think it paid off because I got back in the race, and it made me a bit more aggressive then to be back in the race and not just fighting from the back.
Just one more for Georgia. Seems to be a real progression in your swim today.
Yeah.
You know, was that the difference, do you think, in terms of this medal?
Yeah, definitely. I think there was 7 of us away with 35 seconds out of the water, which I was very happy to hear. I've been really working on my swimming the past 3 months. We've got a new swim coach in British Triathlon, and he's brought my swimming on loads, so I owe this medal to him, really. Thank you.
So more questions? Oh, okay.
Just a miss. Sorry, back to Flora. You've had a difficult couple of years. You talked about Rio. Can you just tell us about the injury you had and how difficult it's been for you over the last year not being able to race, to come into an event like this with so little prep really over such a long time?
Yeah, over the last few years I've had quite a collection of injuries, and actually when we were here for the test event in 2019, that had been my first race in over a year. I had to take over a year out because I had a really bad foot injury, so that's coming back, and I guess racing here that in 2019 was like my first step towards progressing to what I thought would have been the 2020 Olympics in 2020. So I got an extra bonus year, which I do think in a way did help me, although this year hasn't been the smoothest. But I mean, I guess that's just part of being a professional athlete. You have to deal with injuries, and luckily, I mean, I have been racing and training for so long now that I've got a lot of miles banked. I think I was one of the oldest in the race. So yeah, I just kind of really had to rely on that. But yeah, I mean, coming down the finishing chute, maybe I did sort of have like, you know, replay a little bit of all that it took to get here. I mean, it takes everyone a lot to get here to win an Olympic medal, so it's, you know, it's just not me. But yeah, it just made it extra special to know that I had to like really, really dig to get myself back to this form, to this level, so I could execute a race like today. Because I mean, that's what you need to do. The women's triathlon, the standard is so high now that you have to bring your A game and execute a near perfect race if you want to win.
Any more questions? Let's do it. Okay.
Sorry, question for Katie. You didn't have the smoothest preparation for the games either, and there was discussion about your selection and whether it was valid. How proud are you of the fact that you really delivered?
Well, I'm so happy that I was here. So it came down to discretion whether I was going to be selected, and I was confident that given 6 more weeks of really hard training, I could get myself into a good spot. And my dad had passed away in April, so that was really hard time, and I had 2 very rough races. So to have the confidence that I'd be ready for today, and then to be able to execute that and actually be ready and be on the podium, I mean, I'm just so proud and so happy for that I was even given the opportunity to be here.
It's the first medal for your country, for the first gold medal for your country. Could you tell me more about your story and your link with your country? Do you really live there? What about sport in your country? Could you tell us more about that, please?
Yes, I was born and raised in Bermuda. I really live there. My parents are there, my brothers are there. So yeah, I grew up doing triathlon in Bermuda. It's a very small island, 65,000 people. Obviously the triathlon community is also very small, but it's very passionate, very well organized. And when I was little, I was in a triathlon club, and we would take 1 race a year. We would go overseas to race in the U.S. And so I kind of was exposed from an early age to sort of seeing professional races. And so that was always my dream, was to race at the Olympics, be a professional athlete, and to win gold and be an Olympic champion. But obviously that's not the easiest thing to do regardless of where you're from. But Bermuda, as I said, it's a small country, but it's very passionate about its sport. And I'm just so grateful that I could achieve a personal dream here of winning an Olympic medal, but I think it's bigger than me. It's just going to inspire the youth of Bermuda and everyone back home that, competing on the world stage from a small island is really possible.
Okay. Any more questions? Yes, please.
すみません、日本のメディアの週刊誌のアイラという記者です。今回の
please wait.
はい、日本のメディアのいいですか。はい、日本のメディアの週刊誌のアイラという媒体の記者です。はい。今回、日本の開催ということでしたけれども、事前に水質のこととか、市場一番都会的なコースということが言われてましたけれども、今回のコースについてはどのように感じましたか。3名にお伺いします。
Okay, I'll start. I think first of all, I can probably speak for both Georgia and Katie that we're all thrilled to be here and that the Olympics is going on. So very grateful that we can be here today and have raced in Tokyo. In 2019, there was the test event was held here, and so we first got exposed to the course then, and I immediately loved it. I mean, the conditions in Tokyo normally, not today, are very hot and humid, which is very much what I was exposed to growing up in Bermuda. So I felt very at home at those conditions, and it was a tough technical bike course, and then obviously the hot conditions would really impact the 10K run. So for me, I thought this was could be a great course. We have another race that we often do in Yokohama as part of our series. So come to Japan a few times and have always really, really enjoyed myself here. So for me it was always just a very positive thoughts about the course and racing in Japan.
Yeah, same as Flora, really. I really enjoy the course. I would have preferred it if it was dry today. It would have been a lot quicker, I think. So, yeah, when I woke up this morning, it was wet. I panicked a little bit because it is quite a technical course, so it was going to be a bit trickier, and I just wanted to stay upright, to be honest. But I think we were quite sensible. We played it safe for the first few laps, figured out what lines we were going to take, and it obviously paid off. It worked out quite well. But no, it's great to be here, and it was nice to actually have a few fans out there today as well cheering us on. It really did help get us through, and I'm just so grateful that the Olympics has gone ahead.
Can I just agree with what Flora and Georgia said? I mean, I agree. I really like the course, and I think it's super cool. We're staying in the Olympic Village. We can see the venue from the village, and just when you're on the bike going past all the different things for the Rainbow Bridge, the mall with the transformer, the Ferris wheel. I mean, it's all things we might not be taking in actually during the ride, but it's a pretty spectacular way to see a city.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions? So, okay, so yes, thank you very much for you. So, and see you all on the 31st of July. We will have mixed relay. So, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.